Oh my god, you can pick it up. Oh, oh my god. Oh my god. Today, on March 22nd, we had 2025's first Minecraft Live, and some interesting things were announced. Well, one interesting thing was announced. To do a quick recap, we had a pre-show, which just showcased, different creators around the world showing off what they like about Minecraft and showing off their worlds, things like that. We had a segment about the Minecraft movie, which is coming out on April 4th. They showed us a new exclusive scene in their village. They announced the name of our next game drop, which you can see a couple of the new features behind me, as well as introducing our next game drop, which includes a very, yeah. So here I am to talk about what was announced during Minecraft Live and give my opinions on what's been happening recently. So if you listen into the background, we can first hear some of these ambient sounds that were added in this next game drop, which has officially been named Spring to Life. I think this game drop is great. I think they've added a lot of cool things that Minecraft has needed for a little bit. Some more ambient sounds. I think the new leaf particles that kind of fall off trees. I don't know if we're going to see one. Hopefully we do, because that would be really awkward. There we go. This game drop just adds a lot of little things that we definitely needed. I mean, it took us, almost 16 years to get cactus flowers? And look how beautiful it is. I'm not going to dwell over every feature added in the game drop. I am going to go over them, but I'm not really going to talk about them, just because I do want to put out another video explaining all of the new features in the Spring to Life game drop. But I will show off some of the things. So we have a bunch of new flowers, a bunch of leaves, we have a lot of nature things. We also have the firefly bush, which I don't know if it's dark enough. Yeah. We have some little particles that I guess resemble fireflies. The deserts have some new grass blocks, which I think are really cool. It's pretty spot on for a spring drop. We have new mob variants, such as this chicken, and this chicken, which the back of its head kind of looks like a fork, but that's okay. Now, all that is good, but I do have one issue, and that is with the cartographer. They have some new trades, which includes maps to different villages, such as this Savannah village, which is pretty far south of me. And I do think this is nice, but I think having this as a trade isn't maybe the smartest. I think if I'm already at a village, I don't think I'm too worried about finding a different one. Now, in the future, they are possibly changing the way villagers work entirely by making certain trades village dependent. A desert librarian might give you certain enchantment books, while a plains villager will give you other enchantment books. Things like that. And in that case, yes, it is good to go from village to village to see what trades you can get. But that isn't the case right now. So I don't think we should be too worried about that. Instead, I thought it could be cool. What if instead of trading with villagers to get the different village maps, we could craft them? Maybe we have some paper surrounding a jungle log to give you a jungle village map, or an acacia log surrounded by paper to give you an acacia map. Here's another idea I had for the crafting recipe. Instead of paper, we could surround it with maps, which that's a little excessive with the compass crafting, but if you are at a village, maybe you can get some compasses from them. Or you could have paper up like this, like you would craft leggings, with a compass at the bottom, so you can have that compass feature like the maps do, with the log of your choice, and you could get those different village maps. I feel like this could add a little bit more control over what villages you're trying to find. Maybe not. Maybe they would implement this and everyone would hate it, and maybe I would also hate it. Who knows? But I think it could be a little more interesting than having to find a village in the first place just to find another village. They also showed off a couple things from the new Minecraft movie coming out on April 4th. They didn't share too much, but they did show off an exclusive scene from the main village in the movie. I know there's been a lot of mixed feelings about this movie. Personally, I think it is the most incredible thing I've ever seen in my life. I'm so excited to see it. I think it looks so cool. I think a live action movie was the right move. If they want to put out an animated one, they can, and honestly I think they probably will. I know they're working on something with Netflix for some sort of animated show, so that could be cool. But what would be the point of making an animated show and also making an animated movie? I feel like we should differentiate the content we're making. Now, they didn't go over this, but I do want to talk about the Minecraft experience because they just finished up the first Minecraft experience ever, which was in Plano, Texas, which is right by where I live in Dallas. So I was lucky enough to see that. I'll put maybe 1 or 2 clips here, but I do plan on making a full video about that, and I just wanted to bring that up, saying that they are moving to London next, I think sometime in April, mid-April. So if you are anywhere near London, or if you are in London, or if you want to go to London, I think you should definitely check that out. It was so much fun. Now, up next, I want to talk about their new schedule for Minecraft Live, as well as the game drop schedule. We are getting 2 Minecraft Lives a year, one earlier in the year, like this one in March, and then one later in the year, I assume, like we've been doing in September or October. And I think that's great. I think showing off the new Minecraft content multiple times per year, these live streams are fun. It gets engagement, it's exciting. Clearly, it gives me things to talk about on YouTube. So I think that's a good idea on their part, especially with the new schedule they're doing for game drops, which is a whole other conversation. In today's Minecraft Live, they showed a little clip of Tiny Yins, Tiny Agnes, and Tiny Vu in a pale garden with 2 calendars. One of them showed the Minecraft Live schedule, one of them showed the Minecraft game drop schedule. And it showed 4 game drops this year, which is interesting. We're about to get the first one on Tuesday. The game drops, I think, are not the way to go. At least the way they're doing it right now. Since Minecraft started, our updates have been pretty easy to follow. 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, 4, 5, all the way up to now we're on 1.21. And we've had major features in each main update. The only other time we've had a big enough feature be added in a dot update was Piglin Brutes, which I believe was added in 1.16.2. But other than that, we've not had main features added in the extra dot updates. Those were always for bug fixes or anything like that, if there were any issues with the game that they needed to fix. But now we have so many different updates all in one main release. The entirety of 1.21 has added 1, 2, 3, 4 main updates, or game drops rather. The main update being Tricky Trials, but in 1.21.1 there wasn't anything added, it was just hotfixes. Then they decided to release 1.21.2, which was Bundles of Bravery, which also didn't add much, but it was a focused update. It added bundles and it added hardcore mode in Bedrock Edition. 1.21.3 is another hotfix, but 1.21.4 was the Garden Awakens update, which added the Pale Garden and the Creaking. Now we have 1.21.5, which is the Spring to Life update, adding all the new features I sort of went over earlier. Now look at these signs and tell me this is not confusing. When before, the only major updates we got were in each main release, 1.14 all the way up to 1.20, and obviously it goes before 1.14, but these signs can only go so far. The only exception being 1.16.2, which added Piglin Brutes. This is pretty easy to follow. This is all one update, with drops inside each one, with hotfixes also inside of them, making the dot releases a little confusing. So why not? We have 1.21 Tricky Trials, 1.22 Bundles of Bravery, 1.23 Garden Awakens, and 1.24 Spring to Life. I think that's pretty easy. Splitting up the updates rather than having them once a year does make it seem like there's a lot more content being added, and in a way there is. But splitting them up throughout the year doesn't mean they need to be part of one main release number. But I'm not going to dwell on this for too long. If y'all liked my chart, please let me know. I worked really hard on it. I just copied the bells over there. And please, in the comments, let me know your thoughts. I'm very interested in what y'all have to say about this new game drop system. And clearly it's gotten me very worked up. So, if someone wants to calm me down, please help. They also announced a new shader system in the vanilla game called Vibrant Visuals. And this is first coming to Bedrock Edition. I believe they said maybe this summer. I don't remember. Either this summer or later in the year. But they also said they have plans to add it into Java Edition, which is really great because I do use shaders. But I don't know, something about seeing it in the vanilla game and the way they added it was really cool. There's not too much to be said about that, but they did go over some of the features. They have light rays going in through the windows. They have a lot of shadows. They showed a bee flying around and its shadow is pixelated on the ground. I thought that was really cool. As well as the water reflections look really nice in these shaders. So hopefully we'll be seeing that soon. I'm really excited to try it out on my own. Now up next, I want to talk about the Happy Ghast.
Okay, you can travel here. You can actually be up to 4 players on the Happy Ghast, so you can.
This is the best thing I've ever seen in my life. What?
It's a bit like being in creative mode.
Then there's the Happy Gas with all of the shenanigans you can do with. You can PvP, construction, racing, and
This right here is my own personal dehydrated ghast. I think it looks great. I think it looks pretty similar to what they showed off in Minecraft Live. Now, again, they just announced this, so I don't really know too much about it. I'm sure they're going to change some of its features. They're going to change the way it works, add features throughout the development process. But as of right now, you get the Happy Ghast by finding a dehydrated ghast in the nether by these bone structures in the Soul Sand Valleys. You take this ghast into the overworld, place it in the water, and over time, by the looks of it, a pretty long time, it soaks up the water and gets happy, which then hatches into, or I guess not hatches, I guess it just wakes up into a little baby ghastling. And this ghastling just kind of chills and does its thing. You can feed it snowballs to speed up the growing process, and once it is fully grown up, it turns into a Happy Ghast. And these Happy Ghasts are the funniest things I've ever seen in my life. Guys, of all the things they could have announced, this was probably the last thing I would ever expect. I would have expected them to shut down the game before they added the Happy Ghast. This Happy Ghast is part of the game drop that I think comes out this summer, or whenever the game drop after Spring to Life comes out, which I assume would be the summer, since they are teasing at 4 game drops per year. But this Happy Ghast can be ridden around with a harness, and you can fly around your world with up to 3 other friends. That is so cool. A 4-person mount. We thought the camel was cool. Come on, we got the Happy Ghast. And this thing is the ugliest and funniest and cutest thing I've seen ever. I hate it so much. I don't know what I feel when I look at it, but it's not anger. Now, what I really, really like about the Happy Ghast, other than its horrendous appearance, is the fact that it makes building under structures a lot easier, especially if you're in the sky. So usually, if you wanted to build underneath a platform like this, you would either have to bridge over and build up, maybe using scaffolding or something, or you get a water bucket and you go underneath and you kind of place it from here, which is not always the easiest. Then you have to go back up and soak up your water. It's a whole process. It's not too hard, but now that we have this incredible ghast thing, that can help us build in our overworld structures. I never thought I would say that, but here we are. Now this game drop is interesting because it's hard to imagine what else they would add along with the Happy Ghast. But by the looks of it, I think they're trying to add more collaborative features. The Happy Ghast is a 4-person mount, which means you can explore the world with your friends without everyone having to get on horses or 2 camels riding around the world together. It makes building easier, so I think we can expect more collaborative features. I mean, they also recently added the player locator bar. So who knows? When I was watching Minecraft Live, I kind of thought of the idea of a 2-person button, if that makes sense. Like a set of buttons going to the same redstone contraption, but you need 2 players to press it. Maybe step on a pressure plate or press a button or flick a lever at the same time and it would activate something. I don't know, just an idea. Now that is just about all of the notes that I took on Minecraft Live. If y'all have other comments that you would like to share, make sure to leave those in the comment section. I will be reading all of them. I'm very interested to see what y'all have to say about the Happy Ghast, the way they're doing game drops, maybe if you have some comments on the movie. And what do you think the Happy Ghast game drop would be called? Before I go, I would like to point out that there are 3 new capes that you can get. If you watch 3 minutes of Minecraft content on Twitch and 3 minutes of Minecraft content on TikTok, you can get 2 different capes from the Minecraft movie. And on March 25th, following the Spring Comes to Life game drop, you can join a Bedrock server hosted by Minecraft themselves, play a couple mini games, and you can get a new cave entrance looking cape, which is also related to the Minecraft movie. So make sure you get those capes. I already have the first 2 capes, but they haven't loaded into my account, so I can't show them off and I'm really sad. Hopefully I'll have them soon. And while you're here, if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe. I would really appreciate that. I've been working on a series called Island Renovation. I think you would really enjoy it. The premise is pretty much I have a full year to renovate as much of this Minecraft island as I can. I've recently just made my own pale garden biome, and I think it looks really cool, as well as a greenhouse in it. So if you want to check that out, I will have it in the description. Also leave a like if you enjoyed. I would appreciate that. That would be really nice. But thank you for watching this video, and I will see you guys later. Goodbye.